to the Gypseyboy podcast, episode 2 with Stephen Robinson. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good. How's things?
Good. A bit cold.
Aye,
Wishing out somewhere
bit
warm.
fresh, aye.
See how it goes. So today I want to talk about your recovery.
Okay, yeah. So let's go.
Obviously, I know it's a massive part of your life. There's lots. I've obviously watched your journey, but there's a lot of questions that I haven't asked or didn't know if I was able to ask. It's something that I would love to go over, because I know if I feel that way, a lot of other people will feel that way.
Yeah. I'm an open book, you know what I mean, Stephen?
Yeah. So I just think we should go straight into it. When were you first exposed to drugs or drink?
10. I had my first joint, I was 10.
Joint,
Yeah.
really?
I had my first joint, I was 10, yeah. St. Stephen's, and then I went to St. Mary's, and I went about older people there, and they were on the buckets, and I was just doing what they were doing, you know, trying to fit in. I think at first, yeah, I think there was no peer pressure, and I'm not gonna try and blame anyone else. I was just trying to fit in because all them were doing it, and you know, I was standing there with the crowd, and I just said, you know, fuck it, I'll have a go. And I thought I'd found what was missing. You know, I was always chasing something that was missing out of my life, and you know, it just numbed us, and yeah, not being myself. You know, I didn't like being in my own head, and from being a very young age, you know, I didn't like being in my own head. And
so obviously I came to school really late from living abroad, and I was like, from obviously Dubai, no drugs whatsoever there. So I literally just rocked up, and I was just absolutely amazed, 13 years old, how much people were getting stoned before school, stoned in between lessons, going for joints, lunch, buckets, pipes, everything. And I was just amazed. But it wasn't just that, it was the drink as well.
yeah,
And obviously growing up in Watergate, when I came back, a lot of my friends that from primary school were addicted to heroin by that point.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind, like 13-year-old kids, heroin addicts. 5 of my pals were heroin addicts by 16, and 4 of them passed away before they were 30. So there's one, I believe, who's still battling heroin. That they started when the person was like 16, you know, 15, 16. So that like, but from school, it was just normal, wasn't it?
yeah. Well, it's accepted, isn't it, in modern day society? Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know, it's as easy getting fucking drugs as what it is to get, you know, a mix up, and that is just the harsh reality of modern day society, you know.
I think because I hear that like the cokes, the big one, kids are using it in schools and doing lines and shit on their breaks. Like luckily there was none of that I saw at that age. Obviously it was around when I left school, but like the walls.
No, well, it was there. It was, Stephen. You were still going to the raves like at 15, 16 when it was there. You know,
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't exposed to it,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
definitely there.
Yeah, I think what I saw was people smoking dope, and then they went on to like E when they left. Yeah, speeds and E's, and then when people started getting a bit more money, they started doing cocaine. But I remember some of my friends, I went round one of the uncles, and they were all doing coke, you know. But for me, believe it or not, I got exposed to crack cocaine when I was like 14. So I used to knock around with a few skaters. We would be out skating all day, and they would just go home, fucking rock up. And like they used to all smoke the pipe together, and I was like, and the thing that put me off hard drugs was watching New Jack City as a kid. And I remember that with the Chris Rock played a guy who got addicted to the pipe, and I was like, fuck that. And when my pals were all smoking crack, I was just like, fucking hell. I knew how bad it was, so luckily I managed to swerve it all. But the dope, the tack and that was just everywhere. I still think it's the same for them now.
Yeah, of course, there's the Toro drugs are more available to them, you know. And you know, going back to school, what you mentioned, like school and your friends that had, like, you know, Woodbury, David Dixon, you know, there was always me, David Dixon, Michael McGuinness, you know, always, you know, the naughty boys, if you want to call that, you know, always outside their most office, so, you know, doing things to fucking crave attention, that's all it was, you know, we had to be the centre of attention, you know.
David was a lovely lad, wasn't he?
Yes, so is Michael and David, like, you know, myself, I'm the real us, genuine, caring, good people, you know, but...
And David passed away when he was 15.
David passed away,
15, 14.
16, yeah. I was 16, and that was very, very hard.
That was, I remember it happening. Obviously, it was John Paul's cousin, and I had to go home from school just because I was in shock that day, and obviously seeing his mum and so on, and just and
Beverly's a lovely woman. Yeah, I've stayed at David's a few times when I was younger, growing up. You know, Jack and Ben, his brothers. You know, David Dixon. You know, if you see this, you know, David will never be forgotten. I'll always talk about him, and hopefully other people seeing this video, you know, that went to school with, they'll talk about him, you know, and they'll never be forgotten. Same as Michael McGuinness, Michael, not so long ago. He as well, unfortunately, although he was clean at the time, you know, he's a long relationship with drugs and drink, sadly, just took his life with the damage that it done, you know, to his heart and that. Very, very sad. I was so full of gratitude that God's got a plan for me, you know, and that I'm not in a graveyard because I really should be. Simple as that, you know, 100%. I should.
See, I completely forgot about Michael as well, to be honest, because obviously the big one was for me was the young ones, obviously David as well, and David died at, like, looking back, it's ridiculously young age, like, you know, not even to be 60, like he would have still been in school because he was your year, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Absolutely terrible. And
no, I think we just left school. It was 16.
Oh, well, maybe it's because I was still at school, but you know,
I think it was the last year, and then we left.
Yeah, because he left St Mary's, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he left St Mary's and went there to St Cuthbert's.
He was a good boxer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very good. He boxed for Chrissy Bennett, his staying gym. Yeah, he was good, really good. He was just a lovely soul, you know, like misunderstood, you know, definitely misunderstood school, you know. He just wanted to have a laugh all the time, and I didn't take it serious, and he was just a happy-go-lucky lad. I often think about him still, you know. He was one of my closest friends, and it's sad, you know.
So obviously, like us, which is just fucking normal now, but we've lost hundreds of friends. I lost 10 to suicide before they were even 30, and it just carried on. It's like ridiculous. I've got a few that really haunt us to the day. My pal, won't say his name, but he got knocked over when he was 16. And of all the people, I feel like I promised his parents something and I'd let them down, not on purpose, or I tried my hardest to fulfill the promise to them, but that one still fucking hurts, like 10 years on. But it was like, I think for me personally, back then life was like, we didn't really appreciate it. We're living fast, and like the thing for me, like the seeing people on drugs and everything, you don't really fully appreciate how much of your life you can give or you lose to it. And when you're young, you're just having to, people think it's just fun, and it is fun, you know, like, but we know a lot of people that got hooked and lost their lives to it, you know.
Yeah. And before they lost their lives, they were just fucking you know, existing
Chaos.
with pain. That's what it was, pain. You know, everyone's story is different, but the fucking destination of pain is everyone's fucking, you know, same thing.
Yeah.
Outcome, you know.
So, getting back to your story, obviously, after school, getting into the early 20s and stuff, it wasn't. Were you using drugs heavy, or was it just sessioning every once in a while?
I used fucking all sorts until my dad died, you know. Watching my dad die with cancer was very hard for us growing up, and because I was brought up as well, you know, I'm never going to knock my parents' parenting,
No.
but my dad was only, he only taught me the way he was taught, alright, and he was taught off his parents back home in Ireland. It was tough love, you know, and you know, there's a lot of ego involved, and you know, I was brought up, men don't cry, men don't need help, and this and that, and
Yeah.
you know, whatever struggles I had, you know, that was the mentality I had. I'll just get on with it, just get on with it.
Yeah.
And you know, I still love my dad. My dad's my first hero, but that way of life, you know, maybe it worked in Ireland when the troubles was happening, but I didn't need to be brought up like that.
So,
you know.
So it's one of the things I made a note of it. Basically, I think our parents' generation, they dealt with their problems with drink.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more socially acceptable. Like my dad's friends love them to bits, but they're like, listen, we'll just drink.
Yeah.
You know, like when my dad passed, they're like, we'll just take our problems to the pub, and that's the way they deal with it. I think with us, we've been exposed to drugs a bit more.
Well, I remember your dad's funeral, you know what I mean? Me and you drank half a keg each that day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We weren't in good states by the time I got to him and by the time you got to him, you know what I mean?
I was in the bad books, but you know, it happens. But basically, like, I just think it's just different generations. What I think, do you think that the drug abuse was, not abuse, but the drug taking initially was just trying to fill a void in your life?
Yeah,
Self-medicating.
yeah, well, you know, I always felt different. Always felt different. And always was, you know what I mean? Like, I always wanted more, was seek the thrill, you know, and I was addicted to chaos just as much as I was cocaine and alcohol, you know.
Aye.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Always wanted more, always wanted to push the fucking limits, and yeah, I mean, my mum and dad should say there's a want in this, and there is, you know. I always strive, I've got to do more, and I'm never happy, and it just caused problems.
I think I fully understand what you mean by the chaos, because I think there's a lot of it in the people that, like, the sort of people I surround myself with. They've all got a bit of that in them, you know. I wouldn't say we're like middle of the road type of people, are we? You know, I think we're all there's a devil in there somewhere.
Yeah, obsessive compulsive fucking cunt, you know. That's part of the disease.
But
you know,
it can be, for me, that needs to be channeled, because if you channel it into something healthy, it can push you on to fucking greatness. But if it pushes you down the wrong lane, it can destroy you.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's all very good well saying that now. I'm 40, 41 nearly, and you're 30 something, you know.
31.
Sadly, we haven't got that wisdom when we're young and we're exposed to these things, you know. Not that I'm justifying anything that I've done wrong, you know. The problems with me in my DNA, you know, the problem isn't cocaine, or the problem isn't fucking any other substance or alcohol. The problem is me.
So, I want to learn about the recovery, but I just want to understand, because, like, me personally, seeing you, even when I think from the outside, it was sort of under control until you started getting a bit fame. Right. And I don't think that's fair, to be honest. I think it could have been a problem, but then once you became a fame popular, your name got about a bit more. I think that you had more people that enabled it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
Well, yes and no. Obviously I got well known through the band, but like I drank a lot when I wasn't able to see my daughter and that, because the daughter's mother, she took it upon herself to play God with her, and I poisoned her, and then I just used drinking and drugs to numb that, you know.
Was it not more of a social thing then?
No. Like I can never say that I've drank to enjoy it. Yeah, I've drank to get fucking obliterated every time.
I
So it numbs me. You've never seen me go for a pint or two.
No,
You've never. It's never been done.
to be honest, I would not know how to do that.
Yeah.
These people that go out and have a few pints, I just don't understand it. Like, it's, you drink to get fucked up, and me, that's why I don't start anymore, because once you start, you just don't know how it's going to end. And luckily, drink hasn't become a big problem, but I've fucked up a large portion of my life through drinking, ruined a lot of opportunities. So it has been a problem, you know. But luckily, I've been able to pick it up and drop it down whenever, you know, especially with getting a bit more mature, you know. But what was it not a case that, well, I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it for the listeners. When you were boxing and so on, was it not a case that you would sort of say, right, I need to give up the drink for a few months, get fist, boom, 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 boom? Was that not the case? Or
Yes and no. In my amateur days when Mickey Duncan come, I was off the drink. You know, I was very, very strict. You know, and my diet's all very good. You know, I would say a perfect fucking student. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then later on in life, when I wasn't seeing the kids, and I wasn't living the fighter's life, you know. I didn't train at all. I was just off my nut. Something like that, mortal drunk off my nut. And I didn't see a problem with it, because I got away with it for so long, and I was quite decent and had a good chin, and I got away with it for a while, you know, for a long time.
Yeah, well, what I always say to like the kids and stuff in the gym, I always say from a fighting point of view is, once you start drinking and you start solving your problems with drink, you seriously, you restrict what you'll achieve in life, especially in boxing.
I will, you know, using any substance, right, to combat any emotion, you know. Yeah. It's just a recipe for disaster, you know. And like, I can't tell you how it'll end, but it won't be good. Every time, in every situation, it will not end good. If you use a substance, okay, to mask
something.
Yeah, to mask it or deal with it. Yeah, if you use a substance to deal with an emotion, it's not gonna end good at all. That's something that I did for, you know, a long period of my life.
Yeah, that's something I worked on with when I got help. Basically, me personally, I didn't mature like an adult, because I went from like 15 to drinking, and if I had a problem, I'd just drink, and I didn't get the opportunity. Self-inflicted, but I didn't feel like I matured. So it was like, if I dealt with any emotion, it was either anger, rage, or hit the drink. You know, there was no sort of, there was no point of being like, all right, I need to deal with this as a fucking adult.
No growth.
Yeah, there was no growth. So I felt like I was still a teenager at heart, like emotionally weak. Not weak because that's a bit too harsh on myself, but I just felt like we went from being kids to like going drinking ridiculously young, 13, 14 years old.
Drinking when we were kids, you know what I mean? Well, of course we're emotionally bankrupt, you know, because we'd use substances from fucking school. We didn't grow and we didn't feel. So of course we're going to be emotionally bankrupt.
Is that if, like, obviously I know there's confidential confidentiality and so on, so I don't want you to say anything like you aren't allowed to. But is that something that you see a lot in recovery? Or is it just that people have just had...
No, like, to be honest with you, like, there'll be similarities and there'll be identification with a lot of people's stories. But, like, as I say, the destination is always the same: fucking despair and pain. You know, I've seen millionaires in the meetings, and I've seen people that have had great childhoods at the meetings. I've had people that have had horrendous childhoods at the meetings. You know, and we've all got similar behaviours where we've used things to deal with an emotion instead of, you know, dealing with it the right way, because our DNA isn't fucking added up.
Yeah. So basically, what did the drug abuse and so on carry on?
Yeah.
And did it increase?
Yeah, of course it did. You know, my tolerance levels got higher, and, you know, I thought, you know, me being Jack the Lad and showing off because I could drink fucking 40 pints of Guinness, and, you know,
Jimmy the Peeve.
Yeah, Jimmy the Peeve, you know, the Jimmy Mac show. I thought was people's, what would you say, people's entertainment. Yeah, entertainment. But it took us till I was 38 years of age to realise that the Jimmy Mac show was just slow suicide. And that's all it was. You know, having barman fucking tick off 36, 37, 38, and there's me wobbling out the bar, yes, drinking another 2 pints of stout, 40, see, I tell you I would do it, and then I'll be able to fucking crawl to the fucking taxi.
You're making me feel sick.
It does now, it makes me feel sick, you know, because I've wasted my life.
Obviously, through that chaos, I was trying to help you all the time, and that's not me trying to fucking big myself up, but it really broke my heart to see the people saying that to you, you know, because like I knew you had a short window to do what you needed to do, and like when I used to see people saying, "Oh, Jimmy the Peeve," I'm like, "Fucking, what are you doing? That man, you shouldn't be giving that man drink. You should be encouraging him, saying, James, go home. You're in the gym tomorrow," and so on. So from a friend's point of view, like that, it was shit saying that. But
yeah, but you were only one of, you know, let's get real, you were only one of a handful of genuine proper friends, because listen, everyone that I drank and used with, I'm not going to say fucking were bad people, they weren't, because they didn't know about themselves, but real genuine friends, okay, will not want to help you kill yourself. And you know the way that I was drinking and taking the substances, you know, it wasn't normal. You know,
it was kind of excessive, wasn't it?
Very excessive.
It's hard for me to talk about it, you know, because you know, it was hard seeing you go through all that, and a lot of the destruction you caused to yourself and your loved ones, you know. And I know you're still struggling with a lot of them relationships, but it's just, you know, it's just a story as old as time, isn't it? Like, you know, my granddad just buried him 2 weeks ago, and he had the exact same problems until the day he died. And it's like, thank God, like you're helping yourself. So how bad was it at the very worst?
Well, I lost my family, I lost my most important possessions, my children, you know, I lost my home, I lost my jobs, I lost everything, you know. I fucking, with the insanity of the disease, right, because I had a fucking badge on my arm, right, to an island, I thought I still had it all going on, and I had to cut on for 3 or 4 days, man, smoking crack. I mean, but I thought I had it all going on. It was fucking pathetic. It was just a sad, fucking horrible existence. You know, I can't tell you I was living the life. I thought I had it all going on, but it was all bullshit. Everything in my life was bullshit. You know, never been a limited on my life, but everything that I was doing when I was on the crack was horrible. I was a scumbag.
The thing is, saying that, you still are, and you still were one of the most generous people that I know. So I know during that time you've offered help to me when I've had problems with issues, and you're like, let's go to sort it out. Boom, boom, boom. When I've never seen anybody fundraise the way that you used to fundraise. So when Big Stephen passed away, you raised like $7,000 in 30 minutes or something. So I know there was a lot of shit that you were doing, and there was a lot of bad that came out of that. But sometimes you have to be a bit kinder to yourself, because you did do a lot of bad, but you also did a lot of good at the same time.
Yeah, the real James is, you know, he's a big fucking
Softy.
big-hearted fucking genuine person. I was raised by good parents, but you know, I lost my soul for a very long time. I've done my utmost to try and make amends to my loved ones. And it wasn't good enough for Leanne. It wasn't good enough for my mother, and it wasn't good enough for my siblings. But that's okay. You know, I understood I hurt them, and you know, then I can't do any more than do my best, you know, and you know, I'm not going to beg to be noticed. I'm not going to fucking beg to be, you know, seen in a house, and it just wasn't enough, you know. And as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, and I don't pick up and I don't use, I've got 100% faith in this process and the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, that God will give me what he wants in his time, not my time. You know, it's not Jimmy Max show anymore. And yes, of course it's frustrating, you know, because I lost my father, and I still cry about him now. And you know, my mum won't have very long left, you know what I mean? She's 70, and you know, she's choosing to stay out the way, and that's real, that's fair enough. Leanne doesn't want what to do with us, fair enough, and she hasn't let see my son for 7 weeks. And Tori, she's sticking by her mum, hates us, whatever, you know, in the Seasha. She's living over with my mum, but listen, the kids are safe. I'm not really important, I'm irrelevant, so as long as the kids are happy, then fuck me, it is what it is.
Aye. I obviously, I've got relationships with them all, you know, like all your family through you. I hope to God you can make things up. I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know anyone that's got the perfect family. I don't. Everybody I know, from fucking millionaires to whatever, I think some people, like, you know, they like to portray that they've got perfect families, but in reality, the families are complicated things. So I really hope at some point things get easier.
I don't think they will, be honest with you, you know, like,
I think they will.
well, hopefully they'll, but as I say, about 30 months of Leanne blocking us, and then, you know, I just not to say the best for 10 years, says, fuck it, I'm not trying anymore, you know. And, you know, obviously I went with another lass, and she said she's pregnant and all that, and I tell her, this is my only priority is my recovery, and she said, right, that's fine, understood. And then all she's done right since then is, you know, cross me over Facebook, you know. That isn't the right way to have a baby, you know what I mean? I tell her, I say, this is with strangers, I say, strangers shouldn't have a kid, end of story. You know, so that plays a massive part in it, you know, and all she's done is shout my name about, you know, I'm not going to say her name on the child's name, because I'm not going to be part of that slagging match.
Yeah, it's not.
And then, yeah, I put my cards on the table, and I haven't changed, and I won't, you know. I'm a shit parent, you know, I wish I wasn't, but, you know, my fucking head isn't built, you know, for parenting, obviously, you know what I mean? I've got 3 kids, and 3 kids here it is, but I've got 3 kids and 3 kids here it is, and fucking, you know, if the other one is mine, she says is mine, you know, it'll be a blessing for the kid not having what to do with it. So that what I've done is fucking cause pain to other kids, you know, and you know, now it's sad because James does know us, and James has had a consistent me in his life, and he misses us, but you know what it says, because he's mad things that I don't deserve to not be punished anymore for my actions and act of addiction, but that's on her too, because she'll have the questions to ask when I'm fucking dead and gone.
So I want to, Was there anything that got you to the point where you decided you needed to seek help?
Yeah. I'm not going to go too much into
Aye.
the whole story.
Yeah.
But
No details, please.
It was a couple of incidents happened, and I come to a large amount of cocaine, and all my family concerned is, all my friends didn't know what to do with us. You would give us away at birth. Not that you would have been coming to with us anyway. You know,
No. Like, for me, them fucking last few years were just mental.
Yeah.
And obviously, it was just chaos. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying so hard. James, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you're man to yourself. I was just like, for me, I knew there wasn't anything I could do.
Yeah.
There wasn't any, like, how much.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not blaming you.
We had so many conversations,
Yeah.
and I knew at that point, I was just like, there's nothing more I can do to help you. And I knew you had to do it for yourself and seek help. And we obviously never lost really contact. But like, what was so where were you mentally and so on at that point?
Unfortunately, I've got 4 fucking failed suicide attempts in my life. Not I'm proud of it, especially because I've lost a lot of friends to suicide. You know, I've promised people that I wouldn't do it, but you know, the way that my head was with the drugs, I thought it would be easier fucking just taking these out. Overdoses, and you know, God's got a plan for us. You know, loads of people loads of people have tell us that a problem. I wouldn't listen to them. I can even make Craig, and Donna Denton. That's a lad that I fought years ago. First time I met him, we fought, and now, you know, well, his brother, I speak to him every day. I love him like me on. And I love me, and Donna does as well. I love Donna, I love the full family. They are my Hartlepool family. They really are. Like, you know, they stuck by us when they didn't have to. And like, I remember Donna sitting there doing it when the girls went, you know, doing this wrong. I think you would have a bit of a problem with cocaine. Honestly, I'll never forget it, right? I fucking like that one. I think you worry a bit, me, Pest, you know.
I think you might be right, Pest.
No. I was like, yeah, I think you worry, like, you know what I mean? I got anxiety, you know what I mean? Who the fuck did I think I was? You know, people that genuinely cared about us, you know, they were trying to fucking push us in the direction of stopping it. I'm telling them that they've got a problem, you know what I mean? I got anxiety, Pest. So that was that, you know, there's loads of people like that. As I say, they finished up at the end of the session there, fucking a 9 week of just fucking self-destruct. My cousin's ex-lad, Glenn, he said it was, well, he was in recovery by relapse, and he said it was, I think you've got a problem with anyone thinking go through cocaine like you do. And then I thought, fuck. You know, what I thought was a proper junkie, you know, someone in recovery. I went, fuck, if he's
so it was like a heroin addict or so?
No, I was a cocaine addict, but you know, but he was in recovery, so he was a proper one, you know what I mean? He must have always talked about this one.
Aye.
And I thought, fucking hell, maybe they're onto something, maybe these people are onto something.
Aye.
And I swear to God, like, I remember, like, the last session where I was fucking smoking crack, and I was cooking crack, and the chairs were falling into the soup ladle, and the fucking turned the phone off. Sorry, the chairs were dripping down into the soup ladle, and I just didn't want to fucking be alive, you know what I mean? And it was my first fucking enlightenment, you know. I was thinking, how's my life turned to this, you know? And
but that was your theme at the time, wasn't it? You would, whenever I spoke to you didn't really want to fucking be here.
No.
And you know, I like a lot of people try to speak to you as much as possible and so on, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out.
No, well, You know which way it turned out, Stephen? A couple of times it was very dark, you know what I mean? I woke me and put him in piss, sick and shit, you know what I mean? And fucking, I woke up fucking very luckily, you know, branches snapped the rising sun, nature park. I should be dead, you know what I mean? There's no easy way, you know, I should be dead, and God's got a plan for us, and, you know, I do believe that, you know, I'm only alive when I'm on this earth because I can tell other people and show other people how to get out of the fucking big black hole that they find themselves in.
So, your friend was saying you need help.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Well, I've been told that I wouldn't need help for years and years, and I went in here twice.
Sorry, mate.
But I didn't go in, you know. I went in.
Did you go previously and just got to the door and said,
I
was
24 and a half stone, wasn't I, right? And I was drinking 40 pints again a day and night. And what I thought were proper addicts, right, were people with pins in their arms and people drinking out of a fucking brown paper bag, right? I was looking at these people going in and I was thinking, well, I'm not as bad as them, you know? I've still got a few fucking stone left here to get rid of.
Fucking hell, so you're trying to gauge yourself by the people going in.
Yeah.
Well, he's... I think you're a few years away, Pet. Come back in a couple of years. You'll definitely...
Yeah, definitely. And as I say, I went back out the door, but I'd done some research and more research. Fucking landed as more pain. Something like that. I threw the town. I went through the door. I told my Tory what I was. You know, I thought I'd hidden the sniff quite well when I told Tory what I was. And Tory knew about the sniff and obviously the drink, but it broke my heart saying that face when I told her I was a crackhead.
How old was she then?
4 years ago. 16, 17.
17.
Obviously, she knew I had a drink problem and a sniff problem for years, but you know, she was going through university and I let her down massively. Then I relapsed in Coventry 19 days later.
No, hold on. I want to get to where you were when you went there, and so when you first went for the first time, and you actually went in, like, what happened? How were you feeling? Because I don't know, like, on crack, do you have come downs and shit?
I fucking hated myself, mate. I used to just smoke crack, and everybody give up, something like that, you know what I mean?
Because obviously I know with heroin you fucking need more, and cocaine it's like you just want the party to carry on, but when you're coming off crack, do you like cold turkey or whatever?
No, of course you do, you rattle, don't you, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, so were you like in that sort of state?
I was horrible, I hated myself and I was sweating and fucking, it was horrible. I can't really describe the first few months, I'd say, you know, because everything was new to us. I didn't like myself, I didn't like the people in the rooms, I didn't believe them.
Were you going in and judging everyone? Or
no.
Did you just
No, I was very ignorant at the start. I didn't judge anything because I just didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be alive. I hated myself. How could I like anyone else when I hated myself, you know? And then fucking all I could hear was one day at a time. And I was going, I couldn't go a fucking hour without the pipe, so how can I do a day, you know what I mean? Then eventually fucking my anger dropped a little bit, you know, and I started listening. And these people saying keep doing the day and keep coming back. I was like, right, aye. And then I relapsed 19 days and like, if I could have jumped off the train, come back and come with, I would have done and jumped in front of it. I was so sure when I told Tori I wasn't going to use cocaine again that I wouldn't, you know, I meant it. But the disease is the most powerful thing that I've come across in my life, and sneaky manipulative, and it just took us out the door, something like that.
So when you relapsed that first time, just to let the listeners, because the whole reason I wanted, and you as well, you want it. What was it that made you relapse? Was there anything that triggered you, or what? Just because other people might be in that sort of, it might help other people it'll help me because I want to know as well. You know?
No, I'm not going to say the reason because it's just fucking a blame game. It's just a disease.
No,
right?
no.
If there was an issue, I
Yeah.
didn't deal with it the right way.
Right.
I took the fucking cowardly out. I'll just use to numb it. Simple as that.
Cool. Yeah,
End of.
yeah. That's right.
You know,
So,
I'll show you who I think I am. Open 10 bump, and that was it.
yeah. I remember actually. So,
And the lad that I relapsed with, I was looking at him in the coffin 42 days later.
yeah, horrible, mate. So on that little relapse, how long did it last?
3 days.
So once you got it out your system, you were like, fucking hell, what have I done? Were you reluctant to go back? Were you just like, fucking hell, I'm terrible at everything?
No, like, I knew, like, if this makes sense, right, I was there in NA, but I wasn't present.
The
Right?
first time, you've said that a lot about the first time, yeah.
I wasn't there. But then when I got myself back, right, I stopped fucking, you know, just being there, and I started listening.
Did you let your guard down?
No, I didn't know that didn't have to be God. I just, you know, I didn't like anyone. I didn't like myself, as I say, you know what I mean? Back then, so I was expecting them to wave a magic wand. That's what I was expecting them to do.
Yeah.
You know?
So you I'm not trying to dig too deep, but because when you say you didn't like yourself, is that something you think that had been around for a long time?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I don't want to go into my story too much, but I grew up and I fucking hated myself. When I was 15, 16, I thought the world was a better place without us. I didn't want to be here. I was having problems with everything in my life was fucking ruined. I'm not going to go into it all, but I just hated myself, and I had no life expectancy. I expected to be dead by early age, wanted to be, and I felt like that. I still feel like that. You know, I feel worthless at times, unworthy of what I've got now, and obviously it is better now when I'm much better at dealing with it, but then I was dangerous because if I don't care about myself and somebody brings a problem, do you think I care about you?
Yeah.
And I think the reason I'm bringing that up, not because I want people to feel sorry for me, feel sorry for you. I want young men out there to think, when you're young and things aren't going your way in life, it's okay to feel like that, because one thing I can guarantee, you've got to keep fighting and keep working hard, because the only way you're going to improve your situation is to work hard, to go out. The drink and the drugs and the partying, it's only it can only numbs the pain for a short time, you know.
Yeah, it numbs it. It just puts it off, doesn't it?
100%.
Puts it off. That's
100%. And I didn't want to get into it too much, the mental health side of it, but obviously the drugs have a really adverse effect on your mental health, you know. So get back to the sessions. What was the turning point, if there was a turning point?
I was just sick of being sick, you know what I mean? I spent a long time with Leanne. I loved her a bit. I thought I was going to marry her. My Tory, you know, my stepdaughter, I love her like I love Saoirse and James, and fucking, I hated how I heard everyone, like, you know, if my using, right, didn't have the consequences that it has, you know, I'd still be doing it now, and that's just being honest. Even though people say, are you fucking crazy, you've just told how bad your life was when you were doing it. But that's the way that I am, that's the way that my fucked up head works, right?
Yeah.
I would still be drinking 20 pints of Guinness a night and fucking having a quarter. But my consequences is I hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Hurt myself first and foremost, right? But I hurt all my family, my fucking children, my partners, no one matters, you know. It's just not a very nice part of the old Jimmy Mac, you know. Thank God it's gone, and I'll never be back.
So the recovery, what's it like? What is it? Because obviously I hear you
Right,
talking
okay,
about the
well,
steps and so
yeah.
on, and I say a lot of it, but I still don't know. So what is it?
Right, well, Narcotics Anonymous is a fellowship where we'll go.
Fellowship.
Yeah, we'll go for meetings every night all over the world. I'm a sick man, you know. Addiction is a mental disease, okay? You know, I'm a mentally ill person. My medicine is in their meetings. I can't tell you how it works, but that doesn't matter, right? You know, all that matters is that I'm fucking clean the day, and by keep going back and keep doing the suggested things that works for me. It's the only thing that works for me.
So is it you're not allowed to say, oh, you can't explain it?
No, I just can't explain it.
Yeah. So
But I can tell you very simply how it works, right?
yeah.
A bunch of addicts, right? Junkies, sit in a room,
Yeah.
talk, say the serenity prayer at the end, and go home. And that keeps you clean.
Aye. But
No, that's magic.
yeah,
It
100%.
shouldn't work.
100%.
A bunch of dysfunctional fucking erratic lunatics sitting in a circle, right?
Yeah.
Is not going to make anyone get better on paper, but it does.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
And there's thousands to testament that, isn't there? You know, millions, yeah. But like I've never been. So what are the steps? Are you part of the step program?
Yeah, 12-step program.
So what are them? Because I know a little bit, but
We do step work, and it teaches you how to live your life and deal with the disease, you know.
so what are the steps?
What
Oh, like what's number one? All right, am I putting you on the spot?
Surrendering.
Surrendering.
Step one, you know, there's 12 steps. I can't remember them in order, but step one, surrender. You know,
Surrender.
not
You have
you're
a problem.
That you're powerless, not that you're powerless. Something like that. Like, I've tried, and I believe for years, you know, I can stop anytime I want.
Well,
And I even stopped for 30 days. I used to fucking, people in the Tron would tell us, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And I do it. I'd be back in the Tronny with an ounce of toot, right, and fucking pint of Guinness in my hand, celebrating being off Guinness and cocaine with Guinness and cocaine. That's insanity, the disease. That's insanity of it.
oh,
you know?
mate, it's mental, that.
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. I thought I could save you with going, how out, don't go out tonight, we're going to go training 9 o'clock in the morning. I remember fucking the amount of times I'd go beep, beep, beep outside. Where's he? Oh, fucking hell, you fucking James. And, you know, like, because that's how I replaced drink with exercise.
Yeah.
And it's just the same sort, like, I don't know, you might see that as a proper red flag, because ultimately you're still masking the underlying thing. But if what my friend Neil says is, like, men are fucking sharks. As soon as we stop or go backwards, we die. And I'm just like that. I plow through. I don't let anything in. All my problems, I just block. You know, and it's not always the best way to deal with problems. But I think a lot of men get through life that way.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah, well, the hardest thing that I ever had to do was ask for help, you know what I mean? And it was only when I did do that, my ego was deflated. I got beat off a young lad, Marcus Lupner, and that was probably one of the biggest learning curves for us. You know, I was thinking, I'm not fucking, I'm not unstoppable, and, you know, everything has caught up with us, and, you know, it did deflate my ego, and I went on a binge then, and of course I did after it happened, you know, because I got beat off a relative novice lad, you know what I mean, and I just didn't see it happening, in the way that in the fashion he did it, but fair helps me, you know, you beat what's in front of you, and he's done a great job, and he's done on to great things, and if it wasn't for me losing that fight in the fashion I did, I'd probably be dead now, you know, so I owe a lot, and I've said it to him a few times, you know, and I don't think he realises just how much of a impact that had on
So
me.
did you a favour?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he had to save my life.
That's mad, mate. He's a good boxer, but Marcus, big, strong, fit lad, isn't he? So that's mad. So the steps. Where are you up to in the steps, or is that something you want to keep personal, or?
No, I'm on my second round of steps.
So you did the 12.
Yeah, completed my first round.
Right. The big one for me, what I believe or perceive. So earlier on, you just sort of acceptance, help, asking for help, boom, 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 boom. Then, is it different people get to that level at different times?
Yeah, it's a process. Everyone's process will be unique, you know. As I say, when I went back from relapse, a sponsor officer suggested, and the man has been a huge part in saving my life. I spoke to him, early recovery, I spoke to him every day, you know. I found that we had at first, he rang me a lot, because he knew it was hard for us, because he'd been there himself, you know what I mean, and he told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. I come when I was sharing my step 4 over tears, I was crying on the floor, you know. Was that, I can't really think of the word to describe it. It was the most feeling, the most, I can't even think of a word to describe it. It was just fucking heavy, fucking big hit of fucking emotion that I hadn't felt for so long, you know what I mean?
Well, it kind of sounds like the Marines, because they fucking break you and then they build you up. Is it something similar, like you just accept it and like it's sort of giving yourself the guard and go, I'm not fucking, I'm not capable, I need your help.
Yes,
Is that what it's like?
That's exactly what it is, yeah. I can't do this by myself.
Yeah, so you ask for help and then you move. Once you start getting through the steps, am I right in thinking the sort of step 11, 12 is all about then going forth and helping others?
Yeah, step 12,
because that
share the message.
Is step 12, share the message. That's the biggest thing that I see from you now.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it. It saved my life, you know, and I believe that I'm going to help. Not that I believe I am going to. I am going to help other people fucking get out of the position that I was in.
It's always like, I'm sorry, but I always like, whenever we go out, I'm like, fucking James, where you gone? And he's like, oh, I was just speaking to this guy. He's homeless, but I've told him about a meeting on such and such, and I've said I hope I see him there. And it's like we can't go anywhere without you trying to help someone. Yeah. But the mad thing is, that's no different to how you were. I know you're really, really hard and you're harsh on yourself, but you've always been like that.
Yeah.
Even from school, when we were in school, you would always help. And I know I don't want to say too much, but I know Leanne, it used to upset her because you always used to take on other people's problems.
Yeah.
And she would always say, well, you've got enough of your fucking own.
Yeah.
But that's just, I truly believe that's you as a person.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's nothing fucking wrong with that, you know. And I believe that you're here for, well, I think everybody's here for a reason, you know. Definitely. We've all got purpose. I think we all have an impact on each other's lives. So we're all here, but I know that you're here for something else, because you had a very, very good go at trying to kill yourself, and it didn't work. So there's obviously some sort of fucking angel fighting to keep you alive.
Definitely. Listen, if you had to tell me 4 years ago where I'd be today, right? 3 kids, like, yes, they're not in my life now, but you know, they have been in my life again. I know they're safe. Well, that's one enough for me. I've got an amazing, beautiful partner. That understands us, that gets us, that doesn't judge us, okay, that fucking, I'm like, what's the word? I mean something, you know what I mean? I don't have to beg to be fucking seen, you know what I mean? She listens to us, what I say is important, and what she says to me is important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never thought that I'd find that. I never thought I'd find that.
What, without being too much of a fucking, like, poor man, I truly believe that men are the only people that are born that have to work for love.
So
it's nice that you've got somebody that accepts you for who you are.
Yeah, well, you know, she supports us and everything I do. you know, about this charity that I'm trying to get off the ground. I'm passionate about her as well, and you know, she's just a beautiful soul. She really is. She's helped us so much. Our mother's actually helped us so much in recovery as well, and I'm looking forward to the future. For once, I can say, like the first time in years, I'm looking forward to the future.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
Yeah, you know, I'm relevant to her. You know, unfortunately, I think Willie Anna caused that much pain. You know, I was just irrelevant. You know, and I got sick of begging to be seen. You know what I mean? After 30 months, you know, it just fucking knocked every bit of fight out of us. And you know as well, you've been with me fucking since what 10. You know what I mean? And you know, for someone to do it to me, it's a very big ask. You know what I mean? Because I'm relentless, aren't I? You know what I mean? And I just couldn't do no more. Nothing that I said I'd done in the house was even considered, you know, nothing. So unfortunately it was time to walk away, you know what I mean? I still done and tried to do everything I could to see the kids, but you know, now I'm not able to see the kids, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's. I hope to God that things change and you do, because I know how much it hurts you. So I hope things in that department start going your way. But I'm really happy with how much progress you did on yourself. Is the program? Is it a form of counselling?
Yeah, that's sort of. Well,
It's group counselling, isn't it? Really.
It's people's perceptions, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Mine's not going to be the same as yours. You know, of course, I can offer all different types of, you know, help. You know, it's not just one thing you can get from there. You know.
Yeah. So what sort of projects, or what's the big thing that you've sort of been doing? Because how long have you been clean now?
4 years, 8 months, and 21 days.
Honestly,
No, 3 years, 3 years, 8 months, 21 days.
One, I remember
15th of March 2020.
2020. I can't work that out. I'm not quick enough. But
I'm just telling you, idiot. 3 years, 8 months, 21 days.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Obviously, when you got clean, I can remember standing in my back garden just there, and you were saying do, and I was like, I was going through something else as well. I think I'd just finishing my counselling,
right.
And I remember talking to you and and you said, "Oh, I'm going to get help in that." And to be honest, I didn't. I just thought it would never happen. To be honest, being brutally honest, wished, prayed that it did. So many times. So when you did it, I'm just like, all right, cool. And then it just got more and more, like a month, 6 months. And I remember...
I got 9 months, right? The first 30 days I actually did do, I turned it, and then 60 days, I don't know how that happened, I don't know how 90 days happened. Then 6 months, like, I remember looking at the key ring thinking, fuck, how is this happening?
Is it an actual key ring?
Then 9 months, I'll show you, 9 months, I started believing in myself, and that one there is a multiple years, you know what I mean? The writing's obviously scratched off, but it's clean and serene for multiple years.
And that's means more than anything right now.
Yeah, certainly does.
Yeah,
because without my recovery, I've got nothing, you know, I'm dead. And that really is, you know. Of course, I mightn't be dead as in the ground, but you know, I'm dead.
Wow, mate, it's insane. I can't even, like, I still bump into people and I'm like, fucking James is clean. And they're like, what? Yeah. I'm like, honestly, it hasn't been like months, it's fucking years. Yeah. And honestly, like, for me, I think a lot of people hide the fact that they have problems, you know, and I know you try to help everyone, but I'm like, honestly, for me, if you can do it without being, I don't mean this in the nicest way, if you can do it, anybody can do it. Because
of course, Stephen, man, fucking, listen, not many people, right, have used, like I used, right, and
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Still alive, right, so there's no offence taken at that, you know what I mean? I say that often myself. If I can do it, anyone can. It's as simple as that. Anyone can. It just takes that time where you're sick of being sick. you get a bit of belief. Like, all you need is that chance. So that's all I needed, that chance. When I seen I could get that chance, and like I did believe that I just listened to what they do, kept on going back and keeping it in the day.
Yeah.
Like even the fucking worst horrible day, right, in recovery, it's only 24 hours, you know, and you're asleep practically half of them early recovery, you know what I mean?
Honestly, mate, I keep saying to you that, like, the most impressive thing I've seen you do, and I've seen you do a lot of things, the recovery is, and the bare knuckle boxing and all that's bullshit compared to what you've done.
It's the best achievement in my life.
Yeah, apart from your babies,
Yeah.
we have to say that just for keep everybody happy. But
No, of course, but you know,
from you, your recovery's the greatest thing, and
you wouldn't say that because you want to say your kids, you know.
Well,
my children will be.
They might see this in a few years, you know. So we've got to cover the basics and say our children are the most important thing, our greatest achievements. But the thing is, for me, I know this is just the start. I truly believe that you're on a mission and you're here and you've got a task. You've got, whether it's God, from the universe, doesn't matter. You're here to help more people, and I hope to God, even in this podcast discussing it, I think for me, the more people that hears your story, the more people that engage with you. I know you'll help anyone. 100%. It's the way you are. But did you have to accept it yourself and go, right, I need help? Do you think there was any way anybody could help you?
No. Listen, no one can help you. No one can wave a magic wand, right? You've got to want to do it yourself. You've got to do it yourself. There's no one got a magic wand. No one's going to help you. No one's going to save you, right? People can give you suggestions and tell you how they've done things, and then it's up to you to do the hard work.
Yeah.
End of story. You know, if anyone's watching this, you know, and they're thinking that I'm full of shit and they're not believing what I'm saying, because I thought that too, you know, don't give up. If you want to get out of addiction, active addiction, you can do, you know, you really can.
Yeah, well, you know better than anyone, mate. So basically, some of the questions I want to know is, because are you at the point now where you're okay to be around people drinking, or do you swerve it? Or
I've been around people drinking. I've been around people obviously that have been using cocaine, sniffing. Obviously, I don't spend a lot of time around the donor, but you know, I've been at parties to check on people. Unfortunately, I'm still not strong enough to be around crack. I went in to check someone that I was worried about. I found them. When I went in the premises, obviously I seen a crack pipe, and then I smelled it first, and then I seen it, and then I just had to say, right, you're all right, and then I ran out of the flat.
Does it not turn your stomach?
No, because I can't do anything about it unless they want to. Something like that.
No, just like the smell of it.
Nah. That doesn't take me stomach because I sat with it for that long, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna try and give any war stories about it, you know. It is what it is. It's the devil. Something like that.
I do, like me personally, and I'm not trying to say it's similar, but the cigarettes, if I didn't have kids, I can't wait until they move out so I can sit by my fire, chill and have a cigarette once in a while. But obviously, I don't want them smelling cigarettes on us, and I don't want to ever give them the excuse to go, well, you smoke, so I can smoke.
Yeah.
So once they got to the age where they knew what was what, I don't smoke whatsoever. But I know that at some point in 10, 20 years, I will enjoy it. Like, are you just like, oh, can you not say, I'll never ever use again?
I can't say that. I will never use again. I'll string myself up before I use again, because I've got accountability now, right?
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't know that I had a disease, right? Something like that. right? The disease of addiction, right, destroys everyone around us.
Yeah.
Now, if I put the first one on me, that's me making a choice, right? I'm very accountable now for my actions, right?
Yeah.
It's me that's going to fucking hurt my family again. Simple as that. And even though a lot of the kids don't fucking want to say, I don't want to speak, was I know it hurt them fucking if they happen to go to my funeral. And I know what I felt like when I was fucking carrying my dad, and I would want to do that to them.
No, for me personally, someone that cares about you, hearing that's just amazing, because I feel like you've been on a journey and you've got to that point where, can you ever say you're over it?
No.
You're not sick?
No. I'm sick man. I'll be sick tomorrow, I'll be sick the day after. But as long as I do what I done yesterday and today, then I'll be okay.
Yeah. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So, I did write. Have you found that since you've been clean, you don't have as many people calling you up?
I'll say two people, and I speak to two people that I used with, back then. Now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the names.
Yeah.
But they know who they are. Jim and
No, don't.
Tony. I'm not going to say the second names.
Right, cool. And knowing the person you are, I bet you're constantly trying to help them.
I'll give them the same suggestions that were given to me, you know.
Yeah.
Both of them aren't using like they were when I was using them, you know. But listen, it's their journey. So.
What about the Epic Restart Foundation? So that's the Epic Restart Foundation.
Yeah, I was at the recovery retreat at the weekend there. It was amazing, and that's something that I want to try and bring to the community. You know, it was just class being around like-minded people and
so
push me limits, boundaries, you know, because I'm terrified of heights. And
actually, I think I'm going to try to get the video of James letting the team down.
Yeah,
thank God he didn't have a juice boxing t-shirt on. But basically, please show us the clip and we'll show it. So what were you doing? 15 foot in the air, jumping from trees?
A bit more than 15 foot there. I had to climb up the ladder, up this fucking pole, and then get on the platform. And they said, I was on the ground, they goes, can we make it further away? I went, yeah, of course you can. And like, even when I was at the bottom and I looked at the furthest point of the ladder, I didn't look that far. But then when I got up there and I stood on the platform, I was like, how the fuck am I going to like reach that? And I tried it, and I got one hand on it, and I thought, get in, I made it. And then I just started doing a backflip to myself.
So it's spinning, weren't you?
Yeah.
No, it's, everybody thinks that they can jump and get air, but in reality, even the kids, when you put them up like that and you go jump, it's just being completely touching anything. People drop their arse at that point. So you did a better job than me just getting up there, because I don't think I would get up there, let alone jump off. But see how it is. So what is the Epic Restart Foundation? It's
just a recovery project that helps people that have got the same disease as me. Yeah.
So what did they offer?
I can't really tell you that. They just offer help. Simple as that.
Offer help. Yeah. What was the retreat ran by them, or did they take you there?
They took us there.
Do they offer sort of group counselling? Do they offer?
I don't know, man. You'll just have to.
You'll have to go online, have a look. They are helping James a lot with his recovery.
What do you call it? I will be going to more, like, you know, that's the first time I've been. NA is who I'll do my recovery with, but I will be doing more with Epic Restart 100%. It was my first one on Saturday, or by Saturday, but I will be doing more with them 100%. I will be looking to do more with them.
So
be part of that.
The other big thing, I think it's important that is the people that have helped you on your journey. Who are they? Can you use their names? Can you?
I can't.
You can't. It's all confidential.
Yeah.
Because I personally,
anonymity is the most
key.
important thing.
The thing is, if you're watching this, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for helping him. I don't know if it works like that. I don't know I don't know, but I got to the point where I thought James was lost, so I can't even thank you enough for the support that you've gave him, helping him have a second chance, because that's how it feels like for me. I think it's good to see the progress that he's made. I still can't believe he's like almost 4 years into it, and it's so frustrating because I don't know if this is the complete wrong thing to say. I wish you had went through it earlier, but
Yeah.
Another thing what I say to all the people is it doesn't matter at what point, because it doesn't matter if you spend 60 years, even if you've got 10 years left, them could be your best 10 years. It's never too late. And, you know, that's just been me greedy as like a box on the boxing side, because I knew.
Of course, but listen, it's not in your time, it's not in my time, it's in God's time, and he knows what he's doing. And that's all I can say on that. Like, yes, of course, it would have been nice for us not to have all the pain, and yes, it would have been nice for us not to hurt people. But then I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't.
100%. I think every single moment, every single bad mistake, every good mistake leads you to where you are in your life. And whether it's, I don't know if it's religion based or whatever, but I believe that everything's meant to happen the way it's meant to happen. We're not in control. We do have choice and all that, but you know, it's meant to be like that, and you just accept it and move on. But basically, if there's anybody out there that is thinking, fucking hell, you know, this is getting out of hand, what can you say? Like, who should they go to? Where, you know, should they be going to finding out? Can you Google what the local AA meeting or
Google AA meetings in the army? Listen, message on this video, and if you leave a contact number or contact details, you know, I'll definitely make contact with you. Not just me, there's lots of other addicts that are as open as me that will help. But Google any meetings near me and go through the doors, and you'll be met with unconditional love, and people will all just want to help you get better, you know.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I'm looking forward to the future. But I can't wait. I'm just can't wait for the future. As I say, I hope I see my kids again, and yeah, I hope I can have a co-parent good relationship with Jan, and you know.
Well, I hope as well, mate, because I hope you just see sense. I hope you can sort it out, and you get access to the little man, because, like I say to you all the time, our boys need their dad in their life. You know, little McCorys and little Robinsons need their dad, because we know what, if they're anything like us, they're going to need their father's support.
Leanne unfortunately lost her dad not long ago, so you know what she's doing now is a celebrity, but it's only that she inherited. And that's okay, you know, that's who she's wanting to deal with it, so that's what I do. But you know, I put my life on hold for long enough. You know, trying to make amends, and it wasn't good enough. So that's that, and I've moved on, and you know, I hope she moves on and finds someone that, you know, makes her very happy, and she deserves, and they deserve her, and whatnot. And I'm going to marry fucking my partner in a minute, 100%.
Good stuff. I look forward to it. It'll be a bit different to my wedding, eh?
Well, aye, definitely. Aye, definitely.
I think my lass was drunk, falling all over the floor at one point, but never mind. But basically, so what's your feelings with the new charity? What's going to be happening? What can you give us any?
Nah, I can't really talk too much about it because we haven't got anything set yet. But it's going to be a recovery charity, and I just want to help as many like-minded people as me as I can going forward. You know, and you know, going to schools and give talks in schools and offer a little bit of hope, and if I can maybe be an inspiration to people and take other people in, like-minded people like myself, you know, I think, you know, it gives you a purpose. Now that I've been given the gift of recovery, and I need to share it, something like that.
Do you think? Sorry for asking this, but do you think it's like a miracle,
100%.
divine intervention?
2,000,000%.
That's nice, and you've had 9 lives, haven't you? Really.
100%. 100%. I mean, I should be dead, like we said a few times, you know, but I'm not.
I'm glad. Thank the Lord. Thank
Lord,
everyone. Thank whatever you believe in that.
Yeah, my prayers were answered eventually.
Yeah. Well, a lot of ours were, because we're all praying for you, mate. So from the bottom of my heart, can't stress how proud I am of you. You know, realistically, we're halfway through the journey, and I hope we've got another half to go. And
Definitely.
I think it's been a good first half, but I think the second half is going to be better. Definitely. It's going to be more. It's going to be more healing. We're going to. Well, I'm not ashamed to say it. We're all fucking growing emotionally, spiritually. We're growing. Like at the end of the day, people say, "Oh, you're not middle aged." I'm like, "Fucking too right. I'm middle aged." Yeah. You know, I feel like definitely. I feel like, and the next journey, however, I hope to God we get longer than our parents.
Yeah, 100%.
Hope to God. But I'm looking forward to it. And it's been a hard podcast for me personally talking about it, because it brings back a lot of bad memories, to be honest. And pain. I feel a lot of pain. You know, there has been a lot of pain that you've experienced, and I know that. I've seen it firsthand, so it's been hard for me to talk about. But after that pain, there's happiness. There's, more importantly, there's fucking hope.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's the one thing that I'm getting from you, your hope, and you're looking forward to the future, because you've got dreams, and hopefully you can only control the things that you can control, and you're doing a great job, and I'm massively proud of you. I thank everybody that's helped you to get to this point. The next 12 months is insane. If you had told me at school that you would have a movie coming out about you, that all this sort of stuff, you've got loads of opportunities coming up, and I hope you've got fucking big bags full of money at the end of it to take care of your family. Because money's not everything, but it does help a lot of problems.
Yeah, hopefully I can make amends to the children and the ex-partners that I hurt, and be more on that, and you know, make a nice comfortable life for me. I think I'll just finish up by saying thanks everyone who's helped us on my journey, and the fellowship, and people that aren't in the fellowship who's, you know, give us the most important thing in the world, the most important commodity, their time. And I generally want to say I'm sorry to people that I've hurt, and I do mean that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you for listening, and hopefully you'll tune in again for the next one.
Yeah, well, thanks for bearing with that, because and do know that will help a lot of people, but also it's a hard topic to discuss, and it's difficult for me as well discussing it, because, you know, like, fair play to you for bearing your soul for the listeners, and please, you know, if anybody's got any questions or anything, please send them in, and we will address them at some point, because you know, the whole point of doing this is to help you guys as much as it helps us. For me, I like talking about stuff like this, because we don't discuss it enough, and there's a lot of you know, like machoism, and it's a taboo talking about all this this sort of stuff. So it's good to talk about it every once in a while. But tune in for next week, because we're going to go in a complete different direction. We're going to have Joe Lowe's on. We're going down to see him hopefully on Saturday. It'll be out on Monday, Sunday time. So if you've got any questions like you want us to pass on to Joe, I'll ask him. We're more than happy to sort of take them on board. We're looking forward to that one.
Can't wait. Ben Obama's a great little kid. We worked hard to get where he is, and good luck for him in the future. He's
a little ball of energy, isn't he?
He's a great kid.
I think we'll be happy if we get 50 words in between them.
Well, yeah.
That one's going to be called the Joe Lowe Show.
Yeah, the Joe Lowe Show, yeah.
Anyway, tune in. Thanks so much, mate. And like I said, let us know if you've got any questions or comments. It's an open forum. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Thanks. Cheers, brother.
Love you, mate. Love you.
Let me get a fucking present.